Yo, 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 we back with a special episode of Talking Game. I'm your host, Anthony, LT, Tony, King, Yellow Tape King. Whatever you call me, lets me know what I was on when you was fucking with me. And we with special guest, Vincent, Vinny, Talking
Yes.
Yanks. What's up with you, man?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you, man? I'm good.
We're good, man. I'm doing good.
Good.
I would have did better with the sweep,
Yeah, would be nice, but
but hey,
can't
winning,
get them all.
yeah, winning the series in Boston is always good.
Yeah, I know that. It was fun. It was fun to watch. I'll say that for sure. So,
Was this like one of the more important Red Sox series, like in
100%. Yeah, 100%. Going in, it like if following along a lot, you can tell more than likely we're gonna be going against them in the wild card. Just how the division is shaped out, how the wild card is going. I believe right now, I don't know who. I think what Seattle holds the third spot, and there's
it
still a
just
couple.
flipped. It just flipped. It's Houston now.
Houston has it now.
Yeah.
Houston has it now. Yeah, but I know they were a couple games behind us, so it's really looking like it's going to be Yankees Red Sox, and at this point, it's really just a fight to who gets home, who gets away for the three-game set. So it was definitely a tester for that. We'll say that. So
Yeah, for sure. Real quick
yeah,
though, like before I get
yeah,
into like the questions and stuff.
yep,
Seeing how the season has gone so far,
yeah.
would you rather the Red Sox or the Astros Mariner combination for a first round pick? I mean, first
If
round.
I want to play anybody first round, out of everybody making the playoffs, the start, definitely the Mariners. We beat up on the Mariners a lot. I feel
Yeah.
like we were well matched against the Mariners, and I think their starting pitching has actually always struggled against us, other than Brian Wu. But it will that would I'd be more comfortable with that over anything else. The Red Sox, the Blue Jays, even the Astros in the past, like those are all going to be tough matchups for us. So,
Yeah. I
well, but
I kind of want to see us play and beat the Astros just because we haven't slayed that dragon.
Absolutely. I would love to see that, but it's also a path I don't want to cross at the same time
I
because
feel you.
we've seen what they've done to us in the past. And actually historically, if you look back at it, even since 2017, we've always beat up on them in the regular season. We always have. It's
Yeah.
just the second hits playoff baseball, they have our number. So
So they had a little help. But
yeah, that's a good point. Yes, they did.
um so what got you into covering the Yankees?
Just covering I mean, I've watched Yankees my entire life. I played baseball my whole life. I went to JUCO play. I was a pitcher.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I hurt myself, so I had to stop. So probably that was about a year and a half ago, and I just continued to follow the Yankees, and then I was actually at work one day, and it was my supervisor. I'm sure he'll hop in on this. John, shout out to him. He just convinced me. He's like, if you want to do something, like just go for it. Just go for it, man.
Yeah.
He convinced me to do it. I ended up doing it. I've been doing it for about since February now, so about 7, 8 months now. So 7 months. So
Nice,
it's been
nice.
fun. I'll definitely say it's been a lot of fun. So
Pitcher, you got somebody down two strikes. What you throwing to strike them out?
pitching wise, I
Yeah.
mean, depends who's hitting.
Okay. I got you.
So you got like Giancarlo Stanton of his slider low and away. He
Yeah.
always swings over top of it. A guy like Judge, I mean, Judge is very vulnerable to like a low outside changeup, or if you throw really hard, a high and inside fastball. He has trouble with that sometimes. But like I said, I was a pitcher. I mean, when you're in JUCO, you don't really get a lot of scouting. You don't get a lot of scouting, so you kind of just have to go with the flow with a lot of the guys you go against. So I had a good slurve, so I guess that'd probably be what I throw two strikes, if
Yeah,
anything.
man. Go ahead, man. You can say it, man. You throwing
Yeah,
that out. You getting them.
yeah.
I feel you. I
No, that's fun.
feel you. We're like 15 games left or so.
Yeah.
Um, what is your overall evaluation of this Yankees team?
This year, overall evaluation would definitely be extremely inconsistent,
Mighty.
insanely inconsistent. I don't think like I probably started watching heavily in like 2016, 2015. Um, and man. this team is something I don't think I've ever seen a Yankee squad been. Um, Obviously, since I've started watching, I've only missed them. I've only watched them miss the playoffs once, and that season they were consistently bad. So it's still like it's very weird to watch. To start the season, we had the best bullpen in baseball. The last 2 months, we've had the worst bullpen in baseball. Well, one of the worst,
Right.
not the worst, but one of the worst bullpens in baseball.
Yeah.
Um, Even just players individually, like Freed starting off amazing, going through that 6 or 7 game stretch with extreme. I know he had the blister issues, but that um Will Warren's a good example of it. One game you watch him and he's elite, and the next game, like tonight, he just can't pitch. So definitely inconsistency for sure. Fortunately, they've been consistent enough the past month where they put themselves in a really good spot to make a deep playoff run. But overall wise, I would definitely say inconsistent.
Yeah, I it's so frustrating being a Yankees fan.
100%.
Think I think the frustration is when you look at the team and as a whole, it's like this team could dominate. This is
Yeah,
a team that can go on like runs if they can be
yeah,
consistent. You know,
100%.
like we lost a lot of games due to just errors. You
Errors.
know, just
Yeah.
we've blown up
Mhm.
games off of errors, just childishness. This has been very frustrating. I think it's the talent. I think it's the talent, man. Because
So much.
when I look at the lineup
Rise.
some days, it's like this is a World Series talent,
100%. Yeah.
talent.
Team that should win a World Series. Yeah.
But it's the
It's
little things that every time I look at them is like I don't think I don't
yeah.
think they do it.
Just I don't see it this year. One guy I can pinpoint that to is actually Jazz. Jazz is a fiery player. I love it. I love
Yeah,
watching him play baseball. He's awesome to watch play, but there's times where he has to understand that he just has to stop. He doesn't need to be the superhero of the game. He just needs to get a base hit, or he
yeah,
just needs to make a good throw, or just hold on to the ball sometimes. Sometimes he needs to just shut his mouth because I get it. I mean, we've all watched it. He's been hosed a lot,
yeah,
but it plays with the role with the Yankees for me. I just feel like everybody wants to be Aaron Judge. Like
yeah,
everybody wants to be Aaron Judge. They want to hit a home run in the biggest moments. And it's just sometimes some guys need to know the roles a little bit better. I'm not just saying Jazz in my eyes. I don't really care what anybody. Jazz is a superstar to me, man.
yeah, for
Just the
sure.
way he plays. He's gonna have a 30-30 season this year. I
Yeah,
know the average isn't insane, but every other stat outside of batting average is elite for Jazz Chisholm. So
yeah,
he just sometimes I think he gets a little not overwhelmed, but like a good example of his Rodon last year in the playoffs, where he's just that first game where he's super hyped up, and then he just couldn't bring himself back down, and he ends up blowing up and just sometimes, or he's worked on, he's done well. I hope Jazz can go to him and maybe talk to him a little bit about controlling the emotions because sometimes they're even good emotions as well. It's just a little too much, and but like Volpe's a good example of it. Volpe doesn't have the talent Jazz has, but tries to do the things Jazz does sometimes. And it just, I know he's been playing hurt with the torn labrum. Um, and if that is truly the case, and with how long it has been, I don't know why Caballero wasn't playing more. Yeah, I know. That sounds like a typical Yankees,
we're trying to say,
like a cover up kind of thing
we're trying to
to,
say,
so
hey, the Volpe thing. I don't
yeah,
know. I
it's a tough situation.
we we've started to treat the Yankees, I feel like are starting to treat Volpe like they're really like he's really the Yankee son.
Yeah, like
Like
his child.
yeah, like real deal. Like he was birthed by the Yankee Stadium or something. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Like
it's
it's getting ridiculous. And even like this story now about the torn labrum is just like further like he had a bad year. And baseball is oddly one of those sports where you can have a bad year.
Mhm.
Like other sports, you can have a bad game, bad week,
Yeah.
bad couple
Mhm.
games. Baseball, you can really have a bad year.
It's bad
And
year. Yeah.
they won't allow that to be the case for Volpe.
No,
And
it's strange. It's very strange.
They,
I don't think I've seen the Yankees do anything like this before, especially with the fan base. He's gotten so much heat. Just
yeah,
I see the talent. I definitely do. I
he's
see,
so good.
he gets in his stretches sometimes where he plays really well and he looks like that shortstop we wanted. But it comes back to when he first started, when he first came up, where it was like, well, we all know Peraza is a better defender, but Volpe's supposed to be a better hitter.
Yeah,
And it kind of flipped for a little bit as Peraza played a little bit. He hit well, and then that just completely fell apart. And then Volpe was kind of their last hope in that aspect, with it was like, we kept all these guys. We didn't trade any of them to get any more talent. We didn't go after Seager. We didn't go after Trey Turner. We didn't go after Carlos Correa. We didn't go after all these guys because these two guys, one of the two, were supposed to be the next one. And now, as Peraza is obviously gone, he's on the Angels now. It's just, I think Cashman is trying to just clinch onto it a little bit longer and pray that at some point he figures it out so he doesn't look like he made this really big mistake. But truthfully, in my eyes, that is one of the issues with this team is that shortstop position. Caballero is good. He's been playing well. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a superstar shortstop. We know that. He's just a scrappy. He's a great player, and I love it. I love watching him play. But he's not that superstar shortstop. And I think if had gotten that guy, I think this team would feel a lot more complete lineup wise. Um, so, but again, the Volpe situation's tough.
I think first of all, why are you gonna mention past failures in off seasons, like not signing Seager or Correa or Turner? You didn't have to break my heart like that, man. I was just getting over that. I was just getting into a good place with that.
Look, the Bryce Harper one kills me. The Harper one is what hurts me more than anything. Where
Yeah,
we said we didn't need him, I that
yeah,
that will always just confuse. What do you mean you didn't need him? I mean,
yeah.
he would have
Well,
been he would have been a perfect fit for the Yankees, man. I don't get it. I really
that
don't understand.
well, that goes back to something I talked about
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Um, Yankees haven't spun any money since they've only been in a luxury tax once since they've
Mhm.
created a luxury tax.
Traded all your attacks,
So
yes.
like the idea of the Yankees buying championships is a myth.
It, it's been a
Like
myth for since
it's
since
been
uh Steinbrenner died, man. It's
yes,
just since his kids took over.
yeah,
They don't spend money.
it's been a myth. So,
Yeah.
you know, but that's how you keep the myth and the allure going. You
Yeah.
don't say stuff like we're trying to stay under the luxury tax, so we're not going after Bryce Harper or
Yeah.
Correa, those guys. You say dumb shit. So, like on
Hmm.
the surface, when you got the headline stuff that people
Yeah.
look at and say that makes sense. And we don't need Bryce Harper. We'll put Greg Bird out there. But
Yeah.
and that's the kind of stuff that happens, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, Cashman and Boone, those are probably my two least favorite people in Yankees organization.
See, Cashman is they're both iffy, definitely iffy for me. Cashman has definitely made some good moves, but you know, I was born in 2004, man. I wasn't even, it wasn't even a thought in my head when the Yankees won in '09. So last year was the first time I ever got to see him in a World Series.
Okay.
And just watching that series, like I, I was talking to my coworker one day, and he was like, "What do you want out of this?" I'm like, "I just want to see them win a World Series game. I do." And then at the end of the series, obviously, we all know how it went. Just the managerial decisions crushed me because it was like game one, we should have won. Game two, I'll give it to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Game three, uh, which one was game three? No, we won game four, right?
Yeah, we won game four. It was
Yeah,
down.
one game four. Yeah, game three, I don't remember. I don't remember if that was one of the ones where we had
I don't think we
an
went
issue.
game three.
I
I
I
think
think game three they got,
uh,
but we're down at that point. We should be down 1-2,
yeah.
but we should definitely win game five. So obviously we do win game four, so that's 2-2 at that point. we should have. I will never forget Game Five. That was one of the most
Yo,
atrocious. But we
uh,
should be up 3-2 going back into LA, and we lost 4-1. So
so
it's tough.
I got a I got a theory. I got chewed up for this
Mhm.
by somebody. I say if Joe Girardi is the manager, we don't lose game five.
Game five. Hmm.
I feel like
Georgia.
it, I feel like Joe Girardi being the manager throughout a whole season and playoffs, he
Yeah.
nips a lot of the bullshit and the errors and the carelessness in the
Yeah.
bud. I I think Aaron
So
Boone doesn't hold his players to the level of accountability that's necessary.
I think the issue a lot of people don't see is Aaron Boone is not very vocal with the media. He's not. He's gonna back his guys up with the media no matter what. From what I've heard from other people, once it's behind closed doors, he has no issue. It's the same situation 2 years ago we had with Josh Donaldson. He was terrible. He was awful. But for some reason, Aaron Boone was like, "No, he can. He's there. We got like he's gonna get there." And then a couple weeks later, behind closed doors, he's like, "You can't play anymore. You're just not good enough anymore."
Yeah.
And Joe Girardi was definitely a lot more vocal to the media about, "Hey, like this guy's not doing what he's supposed to be doing." And I like that more personally because
Me
I feel
too.
like it holds a player a little bit more accountable.
Yeah.
Because again, going back to the Volpe things, it's like I feel like he's just constantly told over and over again, like he's good, he's fine. There's no problems. There's no problems. If you remember the IKF situation where he went to the Yankees and was like, I don't feel like I'm playing good at shortstop. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm a problem. My footwork is an issue. And they know you're good. Don't worry about it. You're fine. That's what came out after that, which is strange to me because I feel like when a player is at that point they're admitting to themselves they know they're doing something wrong. So I don't see the I just I think it's more than Boone and Cashman. It's the way we use analytics
Oh,
in
that's
today's
terrible.
game.
Oh my God.
It's awful. I don't know if you've heard or if you saw this, but Clint Frazier recently came out on a podcast and was basically saying how Boone makes his lineup and the analytical department make their lineup, and then they kind of mash together and see what works best, which angers me in the sense of because over the weekends, Meredith Morakovitz was talking to Cashman, went to Fenway to watch the games, and he's like, I let, Boone, I trust Boone with what he does, blah, 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 which, completely contradicts what Frazier says. And I don't think he has any motive to lie at that point. So,
I don't think so either. Um,
so
we
I
we
don't
can
know what's going on.
we can tell by the moves that Boone makes that it's analytics, right? Like some of that stuff is like
Definitely.
you can't be watching the game
Mhm.
and make some of the moves that you make.
Yeah.
You know,
I will never understand the Nestor Cortez thing
and me
for the
and
rest
me
of my life.
and me personally, I'm not totally against analytics. I
Mhm.
mean, I've said this recently too. They've been using analytics since, right? Is a
Yeah.
reason why you have left-handed hitters go against certain pitchers. That is
Yeah.
analytics. You know what I'm saying? When
Correct.
they put
Correct.
up you bat 340 against a right-hander and 260 against a left-hander. That is analytics, you know.
Yeah.
But at some point, you gotta watch the game on the field.
Yeah.
You
Correct.
gotta have a
Correct.
pulse on your team over the last
Yeah.
week, 10 days.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it just
Yeah.
seems like he doesn't have that pulse on it. I do understand, and I feel him in a sense not ripping his team in the media,
Mhm.
especially if that hasn't been the way that you've gone about it.
Correct.
But I'm old, bro. Like, let me go ahead and let you know I'm an old man, man. I was born in 91. I am a Yankees fan. Not, well, I grew up in a Yankees house. My dad was a Yankees fan. But don't get it twisted. Seeing them win from the time I was 5 all the way up to the time I was 11, being in damn 6, 7 World Series,
Mhm.
that has a lot to do with it. I'm freaking pissed. Aaron Boone does, and you got to think the Yankees fan base, you are a Yankees fan, right?
Yeah.
Yankees fan base are knowledgeable fans. You can't come, you
100%.
can't stand in the podium after a game and we see Volpe with his 13th, 14th era and be like, he's fine, guys. It's like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? You can't
What are
tell
you
us we're
talking
not
about?
watching
Doesn't
what
make
we're
any
watching.
sense. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right,
You
and
know, like
it's
and
nuts to me.
maybe he needs to find a way to be able to like convey that in the media and not
Mhm.
rip his team in a sense.
Yeah,
But you can't make us feel like we're crazy because that
no,
makes us as fans like more outraged, you know?
correct. Which
Because like
is a bigger part.
everybody's not gonna get the story that you get, where or read or look in depth to say, oh, he actually ripping them, behind
Yeah,
closed doors. All we're gonna get is the yes interview,
yeah.
so
We don't know what he actually says, so
yeah. Plus, that sounds good, right? Hey, when I get once we go in behind these doors, I'm on their ass. It's just like the guy in the neighborhood who's like, hey, when he walks away, I'm gonna go back to talking shit. It's like, yeah,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
sure. We believe you. We believe you.
A perfect example to me of the difference between Aaron Boone and Joe Girardi is I don't remember what game it was. It was in the '09 playoffs. I remember this just from watching highlights and stuff.
Okay.
But Joe Girardi going with his gut and taking A-Rod out and putting Ralabani in.
Yeah,
Taking A-Rod out. Oh, I think it was ALDS. I think it was an ALDS series, and Ralabani hit a game-tying home run. I actually remember. I think I remember watching that like as a little kid. Ralabani is hitting a game-tying home run, and then later, believe later in the game, hitting a walk-off home run, and which is crazy to me because as a manager, you don't take a superstar out the game. It doesn't matter who's pitching. It doesn't matter. But A-Rod was struggling, and Joe Girardi went with his gut, and his gut, he predicted right, obviously, which doesn't happen 100% of the time. But I like that gut feeling in baseball as well. Besides the analytical part of it,
for sure.
I enjoy that.
I will
So
I will say this, and I'll get off vote because I don't want to make this a whole like
yeah, a
bash
Volpe thing.
Volpe thing. But do you think part of the problem was up until we signed Cabrera Cabrera ah, can't get it out. Um I'm gonna just did that. Before we brought him in, did Volpe had nobody behind him though, right? Like, do you feel like that was part of the problem? Like he had no pressure to be better? Like, cause who was gonna be the shortstop to
Well,
like
it was
take
him
the
or
spot?
Peraza.
Oh
Yeah, it
yeah,
was him or Peraza. And
yeah,
in that spring training, what was it, 23? Spring training of 23.
yeah,
It was him, Peraza, and IKF. And we all kind of knew IKF was done. That's why he ended up moving and playing in the outfield.
yeah, true.
And he had a great spring. Aaron Judge, as the new captain, decided to go to the front office and say, "We want the kids play. We want the kids to play," which at the time I completely agreed with because he had an insane spring training. He was hitting the 300s. He had like 7 or 8 home runs in that spring training. I remember it. And, he started off slow, but he didn't necessarily have a terrible rookie season. It was a 2020 season still. And then last year, it got a little bit better. And then just towards the end, he fell off. But, he had a great playoffs. Obviously, we'll always remember his Grand Slam.
For sure.
But just this year, it's completely fallen apart. And I think there is an aspect of there was no, I mean, truthfully, who were we going to play at shortstop? We had Peraza was our backup, and we knew Peraza couldn't hit. We saw that. We all watched him not be able to hit the baseball.
Yeah,
And the first time he had pressure was when we traded for Caballero. That's the first time in that 3 years he's had true pressure to perform, and he didn't.
yeah,
And I I hope this labrum thing keeps just dragging out longer and longer and longer because maybe he goes over four one, 2 or 3 times a week, but he plays better defense in my opinion. He hits
for
less
sure.
home runs, of course, but he
Yeah,
hits less home runs and has almost the same OPS, which is nuts. He hits way less. He has 16 less home runs than Volpe, but has almost the same OPS.
yeah.
So that I just
And he,
Caballero, although
and he's a
Volpe is supposed
stolen
to be good
base
at
leader.
it,
And he stole a
yeah,
base. You know what I'm saying? So
he's
it's
leading the league in stolen bases. Like he's more fun to watch. I have a lot more fun and enjoyment watching Caballero, and of course, like before we had him, we all hated him, and now we love him. So
yeah,
he has. I personally think I would keep him in that spot until Volpe does something to prove himself. But
true. With that being said,
yeah.
I'll skip around a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure the Yankees are going to make the playoffs. I don't see the
Yeah.
wheels falling off. I don't think we play a team over 500 for the rest of the
The
season,
rest of the season, no,
which
no.
It's great after that gauntlet we just went through.
Yeah, we did well. We played very well, and
Did very well.
although the first two games against Detroit were tough, but other than that, even the losses we had weren't even like
Yeah.
outside of the two games with Detroit. They were, we didn't get destroyed, so that was good. That was a good stretch.
Uh,
We played well.
what would you want? Like, what lineup would you like to see? What would be like your? And I know it depends on pitching and stuff, but we
Yeah,
got game one. First of all, who you giving the ball to game one as your pitcher right now?
right now, shit, bro, Don.
I ain't
If
gonna
you
hold. I'm not
if
gonna
you
hold. I haven't been like I wasn't huge on Rodon. He lets too many balls go over the left field wall sometimes for me.
yeah,
But this
no, I
year,
understand.
but this year, he winning me over. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I mean, he's pitched he's pitched really good. He's
He's
pitched
earned
really, really good.
he's earned the
I
beer.
personally I think it's gonna be free. But if it was up to me, I'm giving Rodon game one just out of recency bias
Yeah.
for more than anything because he's pitched so well. Obviously it really depends if we get the division or the wild card because the wild card it's not even I don't even think they get a day off this year. I think they go straight into it. So it's
Uh-uh.
really gonna be about the rotation. Who's I don't know what the rotation would be. I'm sure in the last week of the season they'll tweak with it a little bit, knowing once they know they're in the playoffs for sure. But if it was like rest, everybody's got rest. Game one, I'm giving it to Rodon right
I'm
now.
not mad at that.
He's proven himself to me, so
I'm
he's
not
been
mad at
fun to watch pitch.
that. What's your four? If we get to a 7 game series,
So
who's
we
your
had to go four. I mean, Freed, Rodon, Heel, and then that four is the tricky part. That's definitely the tricky part. You got two rookies.
crazy?
So, which is nuts. You got two rookies to choose from. Warren. I haven't seen a lot from Schlittler. That's the truth. I mean, I love his stuff. He's. I got to watch him pitch live, and he pitched horribly against the Rays, but I
I
really do like his stuff. I really like his stuff.
do
I
too.
think he's going to be a really good pitcher in the MLB, but he is still a rookie. He still has not a lot of experience, and I don't think he's got even to 100 pitches one time.
Yeah.
So, which is not too bad. Oh man, that's a tough one. Truthfully, with me, I think they're gonna go Schlittler because I feel Warren would be a lot more useful out the bullpen in the sense of maybe Heel is having walking issues. He has trouble with his command, which we know he has had in the past, and can only get through 4 innings in a playoff game. And maybe he's still worn out there for 2 or 3 innings and just with the feel of the game, obviously depending on the score and all that. I think, but you also have Yarborough for that same reason. So, wild card series, Warren and Schlittler will probably be left off the roster,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be surprised ALDS, but they might throw one of them. Honestly, it's between the two. It's a toss up for me. I think Schlittler has the better stuff at the end of the day, but it's Warren has not only had just this year, he had a little bit last year as well. And I know last year sucked, but he did
Yeah.
have experience last year. And just the experience wise, I will say this though. I'm not even sure of statistically, but I feel Schlittler does pitch better against better teams than Warren does. I feel Warren does struggle against teams above 500 from what I've watched. So like I feel like all the games he's blown up, what was the Dodgers, um, then Toronto. I know tonight wasn't really that great. I don't even remember. I don't know his final line, but I know tonight wasn't great. I turned the game on
5.
and
He still ended up going 5. He that first inning where they touched him for
yeah,
6 stuff, but he ended up. We still got a chance to win. He gave us
yeah,
5. After
yeah.
that.
So yeah, no, so not terrible, but
That's my
that's a
only
tough
issue
question.
with Warren is like he doesn't know how to stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
Like he doesn't know how to just give up one run. Like
yeah.
his
He just
innings
kind
get
of keeps going.
yeah, his innings get ugly. But me personally, I would probably have Warren,
Yeah,
but he would be more of like a opener.
yeah.
Like
I actually agree.
I
Yeah.
would prepare that game for him to be like, hey, bro, just give us 3 innings.
Mhm.
Just give us three solid, and then
We'll
the
go with the feel
bullpen.
of the game. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah.
then the
No, I,
bullpen.
I agree with that.
Right.
Definitely.
Um,
So, in that sense, you probably have to have both of them on the roster then.
yeah,
'Cause, yeah, I wouldn't see it too big of an issue, maybe piggybacking Schlittler after him and in that sense. But that's uh, that's probably the most likely scenario I think they would end up doing, using him. I think he'd be just game if it had to go a game forward, just complete feel of the game, see how he's going. If he's pitching well, keep him going. If he's not, take him out. So
yeah. With the emergence of shit Schlittler and
Schlittler,
Warren,
yes.
how confident, like how excited are you for the rotation, like going into next year?
Next year is going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts.
It's
I know
hard to make.
We don't have Schmidt all next year, but we get Cole back in May. So that's going to be definitely an interesting situation. We do have all of them on the roster for a couple years. So truthfully, as we know, there's more than likely there will be an injury. So there's going to be an opening. There 100% is going to be an opening. I think where it puts the Yankees is I don't think off-season wise they will focus any of their free agency on starting pitching at least.
Yeah,
Um, Even bullpen as well, as we do have a lot of guys with years of control now. But that's gonna be I think more than likely if in a perfect world nobody gets hurt you have Warren and Schlittler on the starting roster to begin the year, obviously, as you wait for Cole to come back. And then I think you just go with who's been better once Cole comes back, who's been better. And then they'll probably, I don't even think they'll send one or the other down. I think they'll just move one to the bullpen
yeah,
because, again, as we know, injuries happen so much. There will be an injury at some point. So I definitely see both of them pitching next year
yeah, for
at
sure.
to start important games. So,
I it's funny you say that. I'm texting my cousin, he's a Yankees fan
yeah,
earlier, and that's what we were. I texted him. I was like, it's gonna be a hard rotation to make, and he put all the people. I said, but
yeah,
honestly, you got to factor in injuries.
yeah. He did.
Somebody's gonna miss 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like somebody's gonna have to skip a start. I'm
This
sure.
year we lost two guys for the entire season. So
I mean,
it's
hell,
just
Cole's not just gonna hit the ground running.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Clark
it's gonna
Smith,
take
you know,
mhm.
but Clark Smith gonna have to give us a full season, man. He can't keep getting hurt.
Yeah, Clark Schmidt's he's not back till 27. So
See,
that's a thing for the future, man.
well,
I don't even he's not
per
even
him,
in
he said he's trying to come back for All-Star break. How? I don't know.
how no.
Hey,
No way.
man.
Technically, he had a different surgery than Cole did. I know Cole had the completely reconstructive one, the one they actually put like Kevlar in your elbow.
Oh
So
wow.
they yeah, that's the surgery they have. I think that's what Cole got, but because that's the one you're supposed to be able to come back in like 10 months,
Yeah.
10 to 12 months. But the Yankees said they don't care that they still want him on a 12 to 15-month recovery base. So I think Schmidt got the other one, I know he didn't get the same one, so I really that's that usually that's a 12 to 15-month recovery time.
Yeah.
All-Star break would be crazy. I don't see him coming back next year. I
I
really
would.
don't.
I wouldn't
I,
want him to come back. Uh,
I wouldn't, you know. I mean, unless we desperately needed him coming in like the end of the year, we have a lot of injuries, but
yeah, that's where I read
I don't
it.
see him coming back next year. I mean, what did he get? He got hurt in June, right? He got the surgery in June, I think sometime in June.
In,
So
Ju- in July.
12 months would in
Yeah,
July. Yeah, no way. It's just unless they rush him, but I don't see him doing that. It's going to be his second Tommy John too. So yeah, because he had one in college. So
yeah. He was saying because it wasn't a full reconstruction. But yeah, they
yeah,
say he's aiming to return next year after the All-Star break.
wow. I that would surprise me, but hey, I'm not a doctor, man. So
Hey,
so
not a doctor, nor am I Clark Smith arm, so he knows better than me. If he can.
he, I mean, he's been hurt a lot, so that would really surprise me. But
Shout out to the Yankees training staff. They can make that happen.
Yeah,
Give them
I
a
don't want to talk about any strange stuff.
yeah. That's a whole nother issue.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
So
yes.
playoffs coming.
Yeah,
What would be your nine or your eight? Because you told me that Rondon would get the ball if you was a manager. I know
yeah,
pitching matters, lefty, righty, but
yeah.
just your best eight out there to go around Rondon. What would that look like?
Lineup wise, so I mean, it's really based for me. It's based off Judge's arm as well. Um,
Yeah.
because he did he DH again tonight? Was
EDH
he
tonight. They said he's playing
yeah
right
too?
field tomorrow, though, against the
Tomorrow
Twins.
or Tuesday, right? I thought we
Oh,
were off
Tuesday,
tomorrow.
yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. That's in Minnesota. They have a big outfield. Um,
Yeah.
so I'll probably Judge right. I have Grisham in center, Bellinger in left, McMahon at third. But McMahon is really depending on like I said, if we're in a Garrett Crochet situation, game one of a wild card, I think I have Rosario at third base.
Yeah.
Just because of the just lefty matchup. I know Rosario hits lefties really well.
Yeah, he went yard.
I have Caballero at short. I mean I don't care if Volpe's even.
My
I
bad.
don't care if he's good, bro. I have Caballero at short right now. In my opinion, he's at least this year he's been a better defender.
Yeah.
He's better on the bases, and he's a lot. I feel like just baseball wise, a lot smarter. Athletic wise, Volpe gets to a lot more balls. He was going to make a lot more highlight plays than Caballero will, but Caballero will make the plays that need to be made, and
Yeah.
Volpe doesn't do that sometimes.
Facts.
Um, the Jazz at second, obviously, and then this is where we get into the matchup wise. I know they played him against Crochet tonight. Because now you got three guys in the mix. You got Goldschmidt, Wells, and Rice. And that is definitely going to be matchup based. I think Rice is probably out there no matter what at this point. I think they've shown us that they're going to put him out there lefties too because he'll catch. But righty you're going to have Wells at catcher and Rice at first, and then lefty you'll probably have Rice catching and Wells Paul Goldschmidt at first. But that's also another situation because Wells is a lot better defender than Rice is behind the plate. So that's I think game one you probably go Wells, if it is Boston and if it is Crochet.
Yeah.
So, but
Man,
we have a very matchup team. Like that's our team is very based off matchups,
and
which is
that's
good. But
and that's my hope, I guess, or my optimism for the
yeah,
Yankees is like we can match up with anybody for real if we really
yeah,
like, what I'm saying, if we press the right buttons.
yeah. You play with the lineup a little bit. We definitely can. Yeah,
But my fear is the person who's pressing the buttons.
yeah. I agree with
It's like,
you.
is he gonna make the wrong call at the wrong
Yeah,
moment? The interesting
lineup.
thing, the
Yeah.
interesting thing, and I've been seeing this, we've been coming up on this road
Mhm.
since I had this conversation around All-Star break, is even with Jason Dominguez emergence, we
Mhm.
still don't have space for him in the outfield.
No, we don't. He's
Like
terrible. He's awful in left field. I
he
mean,
he is,
it's
it sucks
it's
because
it's
we're, we're,
insane to see how
we're
bad he is.
he's a center fielder though. And the thing that sucks is we have no space for him.
He actually when they signed him, he was a catcher.
Really?
Yeah, he was a catcher when we signed him originally.
See, I didn't.
A lot of people don't know that. When he was 16, he was a catcher when he was 16. So that's completely different. He immediately moved to the outfield because of his speed. He immediately, the second Yankees signed him. But when they initially signed him, when he was playing um, down in the Dominican Republic, he was a catcher. They moved him to the outfield obviously because they saw his speed. Um, the whole center field left field situation for me is yes, he is a center fielder. He was a center fielder, and he statistically wasn't really great at center field either, but he was a lot better than he was in left field.
Yeah.
It's weird because like when you're in Fenway or when you're in Houston is a good example too. He just cannot. He has no feel for the field at all.
Yeah.
He has no feel. You can always see him even in Yankee Stadium. He's very awkward against the wall when he hits the warning track. He jumps too early a little bit. So it's strange because you see him working on him too, and he looks comfortable in practice. Like I've watched him work on the drills, and he looks perfectly fine. It's just in game situations. It's like it's very strange, and I just because of that defensive aspect, and he's not going to out hit Grisham, and he's not going to out hit Bellinger. I have to have them in the outfield over. I
Does
mean, he's a
he?
great pinch runner. I'll tell you that. He's really really fast.
Yeah,
So
sure.
he's going to be a good guy to pinch run, but I don't see Stanton really getting a lot of reps in the outfield playoff time. I think they're going to just stick to Judge unless
Or Slater. They
we're
had Slater today.
yeah. Slater is also good. Slater's a good defender as well. He's Dominguez is the worst defensive outfielder we have. So
I think tonight showed the plan for the playoffs.
yeah, yeah,
Is is if we need a defensive change or anything, it's going to be
mhm,
Slater.
yeah,
If it's a situation where we got to get Stan bat in, it's going to be Stan. Like it's like anything but Dominguez, other than pinch running.
yeah. Pin. It looks like playoff wise, Dominguez will likely only pinch run. Um,
That
yeah, I don't
something,
see him
the
getting low.
fact that we two people, man, Volpe and now Dominguez, we didn't trade.
You know?
And we left a lot of opportunity for championships in the past, or at least championship caliber players
Yeah.
for two people who might not even fucking play in the playoffs this year.
See, Dominguez is a little bit of more of a work in progress for me.
Yeah, true. I can see
Simply
that.
because he is younger for one, and two, he has really not played a lot of baseball at
Yeah,
all. His first actual season was 2020, and obviously he didn't play. 21, he was hurt. 22, he got hurt again. 23, Tommy, that's when he came up. Tommy John didn't
yeah,
play 24. And then he played the end of 24, and
yeah.
he
He's like,
played well in the minors. He played well, and he earned his spot for 25. They called him up at the end of 24. He didn't play, which was I didn't expect him to play after the call up. And then this year is now he's an official rookie. Um, it's gonna be tough because I think they're gonna have to ride out with Dominguez. You're only contracted with Stanton through 27, and Stanton is my favorite Yankee right now. I don't know how much longer this is gonna go for, truthfully. Just it seems his body's really given up on him. So he's making it work. Don't get me. He is definitely. He's still playing well. I'm not upset with it, but it
yeah,
just
but if it's
seems like
not a
his
no
body.
doubt hit,
No.
it looks so hard for him to run first base.
Run. I can. He completely changed his batting stance because of his elbows.
Yeah,
Because he had to learn how to use his lower half because his elbows are bad. I even they were talking about it the other day. When he has to get treatment before every single game. Every game he needs to get treatment. So
Jesus.
we have him through 26, which is only two more, or we have him through 27, which is two more seasons after this one. But is he even going to make it? Would surprise me if he even made it through 27
He gonna make
before.
it through 27, man. He got to get to
Yeah,
five.
I hope so. I would love to see it. Like I said, Stanton is my favorite Yankee. I remember in 17 training for him and freaking out. I thought I didn't even believe it was real. I
Yeah,
love Giancarlo Stanton. I've always loved Giancarlo Stanton, and I will love watching him play. But there's a truth aspect to it as well. Like, can his body hold up? This year was a good sign of like when he is on the field, he has performed, which in years past he hasn't. He's been hurt and he doesn't wake up till playoff time, which I'm okay with. If
I'm
you
okay
want to
with
hit a
that.
bunch of home runs in the playoff,
I
if you
kill.
want to hit a bunch of home runs in the playoffs, I do
Yo,
not care.
yo,
You can
my
hit
dad.
zero for the full season.
Yeah, my
I
dad
mean,
is a Yankees fan. He always says like he's too overpaid to just be a DH. And I tell
mhm,
my dad, Stanton crushes the Red Sox and he
yeah,
kills in the playoffs.
yeah.
I don't care about you can't tell me nothing about
No,
Stanton.
I could
Those
care less about everything
yeah,
else.
I don't care about anything else.
He
Those
shows up in the moment, man. That's really all I care about. I mean, that back to back last year against Class A, Judge's home run and then his just put the icing on the cake like that. Just don't like this. He's made for that.
yeah,
Like
for sure. For sure.
so, and just me, like the hope is that he can hold his body together to even get to play in those moments.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm worried about. But Dominguez's first year of actual play, and he's got 5 more years after this one, man.
Yeah.
So I
He has a lot of tools. Like you say, he
yeah,
has speed. You can see the bat. You know what I'm
you can
saying?
definitely see it.
And I guess you just keep giving him work out there. You know,
Mhm.
you just keep
I
giving him.
mean, even when in his like short little times of playing, he's hit the ball too. It's not like he's
Yeah, for
getting one
sure.
game and then going over four. So I mean, I see a lot more potential in him than I do see Volpe. So I'd
Yeah,
much rather keep him. I was very against trading him this year. I think once he actually is comfortable in a position, whether that be left field, center field, right, whatever it is, I don't care what it is. Once he's comfortable in a position and he can really like sink in, like, all right, I am a major leaguer. I'm going to be a major league baseball player for my whole career. I think you'll see the numbers start picking up a little bit, and you'll see the power start going. He didn't have a lot of power this year. I think that's one thing we've missed because he hit a lot of home runs in the minor leagues.
yeah,
So I think we'll see the power start to come together. I think just that left field play is in his head a lot more than a lot of people think because. Like I said, he worked a lot. He worked a lot. The couple games I went to, he's out there the entire time. So he works in the outfield, but
it's gonna be
right
interesting,
now it's just there's no room for him right now. So
and it's gonna be interesting to see when will there be room, right? Because we got to bring back Belly.
I have to.
You know what I'm saying? And then Grisham is becoming like a freaking Yankee folk hero. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think I don't think we re-sign Grisham. Um, I'm not saying that Grisham is a bad baseball player by any means, but I definitely think this is like a ceiling year for Grisham. I don't ever see this happening again.
You know, when you look at Grisham, it's like this contract years, man. These guys know how to put it together, man.
A lot of guys have done it, and a lot of guys have got themselves a lot of money to be really bad after their one really good season, man. He's
And,
never been good before this. Like that's just the truth. He has not been a productive, he's not been an average league player offensively. He's always been good defensively, of course,
yeah,
but
for sure, yeah.
offensive side, he's never even been average. And this year he blew up. And hey, maybe he does have a good career. But there's too many times in the past we've seen a player do this and
Yeah,
then they get a not maybe not that $100 million contract, but they get 3 or 4 years with a decent amount of money on it. And it falls just completely falls apart. I mean, Nathaniel Lowe is a good example of it right now. I mean, I know he's playing well for the Red Sox, but he played really well. He had one or two good seasons for the Rangers, and then he gets to deal with the Nationals, and then it just falls apart in the DFA. So
yeah,
I just I don't think it would be a smart thing to re-sign him.
yeah.
And you have, if you get Belly, you have Belly for center field. He's also a great defensive center fielder, so I have no issues with that.
I can argue that Belly might be the well, he didn't play exclusively center field, but
Yeah.
Belly might be the arguably the best center fielder in the league this year.
This year, let me think. Who we got? Center field wise, it's tough because yo, the dude I forget his name. The dude for Boston is insane. The guy who plays center field, he's a crazy center fielder.
Jalen Duran?
But because you don't have Pilar anymore, you don't have Kiermaier retired, so you don't have guys like that anymore to compete against.
Yeah.
Um, I know Varsho is an insanely good defensive center fielder, but he's been hurt all year, so
I
he
like
hasn't
Julio
played.
Rodriguez, but
I actually that is a really good question. I do not know. I do not know.
if you put the numbers up, Belly got
Yeah.
these
Like
guys.
Belly's not going to be considered a center fielder because he has played all three positions. But if you wanted to say one of the best defensive outfielders, I completely agree with that. He's amazing, and
Yeah,
he's
I think
amazing. You know?
yeah, I think him moving around kind of killed the center fielder thing, but yeah,
Yeah,
shout out
no,
to
he's a really good defensive outfielder, and he's fun to watch play outfield too.
seems
Like
like
he's made a lot.
he seems like a
Yeah.
Yankee.
Yeah.
You ever just have certain people be like, yo, he seems
I,
like
I saw a lot of rumors about the Red or not the Red Sox, about the Mets. You know, I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's going to do what Juan Soto did," but I think the Mets imploding this year might help us a little bit because they completely fell apart. I mean, I don't know if they won tonight, but they're coming off 8 losses in a row. They might miss the playoffs now. So
look, this is if this is for the Mets, this is anything like what was it, 2023? When did they sign Verlander and Scherzer?
Verlander, I believe that was 22. Was that
Okay,
22?
22.
It was either
One of
22
those,
or 20.
they're going to go a hard pivot, and I doubt they spend a lot of money this offseason.
I don't see how you can. That's some like that's like how
Oh,
much money you keep spewing into this team for like because last year they're competitive, but they were one pitch away from not even making the division series.
which is crazy.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, that's the truth. They were one pitch away. Devin Williams did Devin Williams things and hung a changeup to Pete Alonso and he hit it over the fence, which does not happen all the time. So again, they were one pitch away from not even going past a wild card series,
Yeah.
and they take the Dodgers through six. So, but besides that, man, they just every year, I hear it all the time from, I live on Long Island. There's Mets fans
Oh,
everywhere. I hear it
shit.
all the
Oh,
time. I
man.
hear it all the time. Every year's like, no, we got it this time. We got it this time. It's like they're not like the Yankees in that sense either. Like the Yankees make the playoffs every year.
Yo,
And we always want to win the World Series. And we always tell ourselves this is a year. But like the Mets is literally like we should win the World Series. And then they don't
don't
even make the
don't
postseason.
even make the
So
playoffs.
it's like, yeah,
All right, I'm gonna give you something, and you can
yeah,
use it. All right, we got a thing in the group chat.
yeah.
The Mets are gonna Met it. All
Oh,
right.
100%.
No matter what's going on. Matter of fact, I'll give you just real quick a little insight to the group chat from
Yeah,
yesterday. It's funny you say that. Hold on, wait a second. Cause we talk a lot of shit. It was football today. Um, hold on one second. Damn it. There's a lot of football. You a Giants fan?
I'm a Jets fan, actually.
You are on Long Island.
Yeah.
You are on Long Island, so that makes sense. Look, this is a quick text. Fellas, no matter if you're happy with your lady, going through it, hit the lottery, or flat broke, one thing remains the same. The Mets are gonna Met it. All right.
I
And
could definitely hear that one.
and we are currently watching the Mets Met it. And
I,
I'm honest with you, you know, it's two people who have left the Yankees and it's
mhm.
been fuck them for life. Okay. One is Robinson Cano.
Yeah. 100. I can't, I'll never forget that one. But
And two is Juan Soto.
yeah,
And it's not because you leave. That's free agency. You have your prerogative. It's
yeah.
the stuff that was said as you leave the door.
Have to learn. Yeah.
Robinson Cano saying that he wanted security and the Yankees didn't provide him that because of one extra year on the contract. Bro, we are the same team who basically told Mariano Rivera, we'll work you out on 1 year deals until you're tired of playing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like like let's not do that. Like it's one thing the Yankees gonna do. They're gonna take care of
Yeah.
their guy. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And two is Juan Soto. Because how in the hell are you gonna say a team that hasn't won a championship since the crack era is is has the city of New
I'm
York?
almost four. I'm almost four
Come on,
when
man.
they won the World Series, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. And you're gonna say that this is a Mets city. This is a Mets town. They are the championship caliber organization. What have
There's
they
a reason they play in Flushing, bro, because they're the shit of New York.
I,
Like literally.
I love it. I love
Like, I mean, because like holy I will never understand what goes through a Mets fan's head. Like, oh, this is our like the little brother stuff, the little and big bro. You're never gonna be. It's gonna take you 100 years to be the big brother. Like,
Yep.
truthfully, you're never gonna be the big brother. Just that whole thing needs to stop. Plus, you got your chance in 2000 and you lost.
Yes.
So, like, you've had the opportunities that you just can. They can never come on top.
Because the
And
Mets
now you
gonna
have
met
the
it.
owner too. You have the owner too now. So now there's not even an excuse. There's no excuse for any of this.
Hey
You
man.
fired three or four. I think they've been through what? This is their second GM since Uncle Stevie took over. Like just the Mets, like you said, the Mets are gonna Met. They're gonna figure out a way. They're like the Jets to me, man. I'm a Jets fan. I watched the game today. But I tell this to everybody I talked to about the Jets. The Jets could have had the entire Patriots coaching staff and roster through and through for the same amount of years they did, and they wouldn't have won shit because of the Jets.
I feel that way about. I was gonna say that about the Mets. It doesn't matter what's the name on the back of the
It
jersey,
doesn't. It
as long
doesn't.
as that jersey say Mets,
Mhm.
you're done.
You're gonna lose,
You're
and
destined to fail.
no matter what the Mets want to say, Mets fans want to say, Russ, I know he was only with us for 1 year, but Juan Soto's going to be remembered for leaving the Yankees and going to the Mets. That's what he's going to be remembered for.
Yeah, true.
Remembered for doing something like that. And
Yeah,
then if he like, don't get me wrong, man. I still like the guy. He's a great player. Maybe maybe they squeeze one out. But if they don't win the World Series, like that was all for what? That was all for what? You're gonna give them all $800 million to
800.
not win anything. And regardless of what Yankees fans want to say, I know where a lot of us were salty that he left. He's still having a good season this year. He is. I know he started off slow, but he's having a great season. He
He
just
is.
hit 40. He's got to his 40th home run. He's not a bad baseball player in any means at all. He is a bad defender, so I don't want to hear anybody say anything about he's a bad defender. He was bad for the Yankees too. I don't know how he was nominated for a Gold Glove. Um, he also cost us game one in the World Series. So,
Also true.
but yeah, so he is a bad defender, but he's great at the plate. So
My and another issue, and then I'll leave Juan Soto alone. I'm not
yeah,
even going to say his name. Other number 22. We got the real 22. Um, when the hell did he become Speedy Gonzalez on the bases?
yeah, I saw he stole a lot of bases this year. Yeah,
He didn't
he's not that fast. He's actually he reminds me a lot of Paul Goldschmidt, where he's not fast. He just gets really good jumps. He knows how to steal bases.
he got no jumps for us.
No, nothing for us.
He's
But
so
he was hitting fine, so I didn't care. He
yeah.
didn't need to steal base.
Damn it.
He was hitting at an insane level for us, the best of his entire career.
Yeah,
So
for sure, for sure.
so
All right, let me get a couple more questions. I'm gonna get you
yeah.
out of here, man. How far do you see this team going, this Yankees team right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, this series gave me a lot of confidence because I was going into this series telling myself like we've played really bad against our division. We've played bad against the Red Sox all season. Going into this is really gonna like before the series started, I told myself going this series is really gonna tell me whether this team is can make a deep run because this is a team we will play in the playoffs. Even if we got to skip out on a wild card, the Red Sox are a good team. They're
Yeah.
very good. I can see it in their squad, and they'd have a better record if they didn't start off so slow this year. They start off really slow. They'd probably win the division if they didn't start off that slow. So they're a good team, and being able to do that, and even today, I know we lost today, but being able to get a couple runs on Crochet also tells me that like this is a team that can and will compete in the playoffs. Um, it is tough though because it wouldn't surprise me if we play the Red Sox in a wild card and they, sweep us 2 games and we're done. But it also wouldn't surprise me if they made a deep run and made it back to the World Series. I think there is a lane for the World Series, so it just really depends on the bracketing. I don't know what the deal is with Schoolball. I know he got hurt, so I don't know if he's out or if it was just a precautionary thing because they're coming up on the playoffs.
Yeah,
But I think the Tigers are a pretty lesser team without him because that's in
sure.
a 7 game series. That's 2 games without a Cy Young pitcher. So if he's not in that rotation, so that makes a big difference for them as well. Um, like I said, I don't see Seattle as a threat at all. Just not they're a good team, but they've not done anything in the playoffs.
No.
And Toronto is honestly in the same boat. They've been a team that has made the playoffs and has got embarrassed. They got embarrassed by Seattle, so I don't. Although they are a very good team, and I don't want to put this around home runs because the Yankees are a home run hitting team. I just don't think you can win the World Series without being able to hit home runs. Like it's not, we're not in that age anymore.
Yeah,
The long ball is going to happen. And statistically, you can look at any stats. The team that hits the more home runs in the game
they
and
win.
usually wins the game about 70% of the time.
Yeah.
So, it's very possible they can go on that 30% the whole entire way through and win the World Series. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I don't see them as a huge threat only because in the past, they've been bad in the playoffs and they don't really have that much of a different roster. They have about the same roster. The roster hasn't changed much. So, so for the Yankees, it's tough. It's tough.
Is
I
it's the
would like
button pusher, man. It's the guy pushing the buttons, man.
really is. It really is. It's if Aaron Boone can make the right like the bullpen situation freaks me out. I think that if we do end up losing in some way, that will be what kills us because we've actually proven over these last 2 weeks we can hit good pitching. So it's that bullpen has killed us.
Yeah.
Those two games that were blowout games by Detroit really weren't even that. I think the starting pitching only gave up 3 runs,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the bullpen gave up 19, something like that in those two games.
I know the second game we went into the fifth tied 2-2 and
Yeah,
exit it was 12-2.
yeah, that was the first game, but it was the
Oh,
seventh inning. I
yeah,
remember I
okay.
was watching; it was the seventh, and I put my phone down for 1 second. I went back and I was like, "It's 8-2. What happened?"
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, and they imploded. And I'm worried about that in the playoff time because also the Tigers are good as well. I mean, the American League is a lot better than it was last year. It's a
True.
lot better than it was last year. American League was terrible last year. It was really like I before that when the playoffs started and we had the division, I was like, we're going to the World Series. Like this is like I know what's going to happen. We got the Royals and the Guardians, and we beat both of them up in the playoffs. So I was like, this is going to happen. And it was me really, really hoping the Mets beat the Dodgers. That's what I was hoping for.
World
Because I
Series.
thought I thought our matchup against the Mets was a lot better than the Dodgers. But this year it's not the case. Every single series is going to be tough. I don't see it. I don't see anything given this year, and unless somehow, some way, the way that it works out, we play the Mariners. That's the only team I think I'd have full confidence in us beating. But every other team, I don't see that at all. I see every other team being tough.
Agreed.
So
Agreed. I think so we can do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have confidence.
We're just as good as everybody else.
Yeah, the past 2 weeks has definitely given me that confidence. Like going into this 12 game stretch of playing every team was over 500, and not only every team was over 500, they were all going to the playoffs. So
Yeah.
that again, like all four of those teams we just played, we're gonna play one or two of them in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's a fact.
Depending, we'll play three of them if depending how far we go. So
Yeah.
and the Tigers were the ones that beat us up, obviously, but every other series we took the series. So and that Houston one we should have swept. That game three was bad, but
That was yeah, we don't want to talk
but
about the umps.
yeah, that was awful. That was oof, oof, yeah, definitely was not happy with that. So, but we
Yeah.
we won the series. So
Let's talk a little individuals. Um,
yes,
favorite Yankee all time. Who's your favorite Yankee all time?
all time, all time. So this is a tough one for me because I can't. When I started watching baseball, it was like a turn of the eras. So I started watching just as Aaron Judge and Stan were there. So I would say right now for sure it's Stanton just because like I just love his presence at the plate. While all time I gotta be that Yankee. It's definitely Derek Jeter, man. Just all
Really?
time I gotta be that. I was growing up. I always played shortstop. I always wore number two. I just completely idolized the guy. So I can't go anybody else than Jeter.
Okay, okay. Aaron Judge is climbing the ranks historically as a Yankee.
Yeah.
Where do you have Aaron Judge all time?
Where do I have him all time on the New York Yankees all time list? Dude, that's a tough question. That's a really tough question because there's definitely a lot of guys ahead of him. And there's a lot of guys ahead of him purely because they have won World Series and not one, but multiple.
Yeah.
Um, he would probably be in my top 10, but I can't put him over like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. I can't put him over. Mickey Mantle or DiMaggio, because even though statistically wise, he at the end of his career, I think he will be better than like Mickey Mantle was. Um, that might be a little bit of a stretch, maybe DiMaggio as well, but he's already passed some home runs. We know he's going to hit the home runs. That's the problem. But in the past couple of years, he's also proven he can hit for an average as well. They were definitely better defenders than him. I think Aaron Judge is a very good defender, but I don't want to say overrated because he's not seen as a great defender. I think the Yankees overrate his defense a little bit, only because he does play right field in Yankee Stadium. I
Yeah,
know there's a lot of iconic moments of him throwing guys out from right field, but not to be that person. A lot of guys can make that throw. Like that's not, in the presence he does it. It's still impressive. He throws the ball hard, or at least he did. I don't know what's going on now,
yeah,
but at
no,
least he did throw the ball hard. But if you looked at him statistically compared to a lot of the defensive greats, a lot of balls he dives for, most guys are catching on the run. So
okay,
he is a good right field. He is a good defender at the end of the day. But I could never say he's a better defender than Mickey Mantle or Joe DiMaggio. And all time, I have defense. Defense is important, like
yeah,
really important to me. Defense is very important to me because, like, we saw a great example of last that it can easily lose you a game, easily. And
yeah,
we've seen it a couple times this year where it's hurt us bad. Like defense is important, but he's in my top 10 for sure. I just don't really know where I would put him. Um, like he's a better baseball player than Yogi Berra, but Yogi Berra has 10 rings. Like mean,
yeah. See,
I
me,
can't put him over Yogi Berra, man.
my thing with that
That's
is I always see it's hard when you go into comparing because it's like, oh shit, now I gotta take away from somebody, right? But when I think about stuff like, and I'm a Yankees fan, so whenever I'm in debates with non-Yankees fans, I'm gonna always bring up the rings, right?
yeah,
But for the for this argument, how many
yeah.
teams were even in the MLB at the time when Yogi
You are
Berra?
very correct. Yeah.
You
No,
know,
you're
like
right. I think
how
it
many
was
teams were even making the playoffs
it's
at
only
the time?
two.
Like
Two.
it is, so like it's like a different route to those 10 rings than Aaron Judge,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. I agree with that. And I think that's why a lot of people forget about Don Mattingly because he never won. So
Yeah.
and Don Mattingly statistically is better than Yogi Berra. So
Yeah.
but Yogi Berra is gonna be remembered way more than Don Mattingly would.
Yeah.
It's if it's a problem is it's a Yankees list. That's the problem.
Agreed.
And when you talk about the Yankees, you rings have to be involved. If
Yeah.
we're talking purely based on statistics, he's the top five Yankee player all time.
Yeah.
And I'm even saying that right now because I just watching the man play, I have more than enough confidence to know he's going to have another good 3 or 4 years
Yeah. Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
So I don't have any doubt in my mind he's going to get to 500 home runs. He's going to be probably number three on the Yankees all time home run list when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a tough area to talk about. Like,
This, this we're gonna do. This we're gonna do.
yeah,
Before the Yankees go to the World Series,
yeah,
the Yankees going to the World Series. I'm calling my shot.
all
I'm
right,
gonna have you back on, and I'm gonna name
100%.
my top 10 Yankees.
Okay, that sounds good. I'd have to like really sit down and look through all the stuff to get like a top 10 Yankees list, but like off the top of my head, I think he would be at least 10, even at least 10. Like I know he'd probably be in my top 10.
Yeah. So you got some homework.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'll definitely look into it. I've never actually truly thought about that, so I'm gonna actually think about that. I
Yeah.
like that. So,
And this will make your TikTok go crazy too. Doing
yeah, that's a good point. Doing a top 10 list. Yeah,
on the top 10.
that's
Man.
that'd be
People
a good one for tomorrow because it's an off day tomorrow. So I gotta get something. In.
there you
So,
go. You got it. You got it. All right, man. We're gonna wrap
all right,
this up, man.
sounds good.
Vincent, let everybody know where they can find you.
So it's Vinny Talk Sinks on everything, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I think Instagram's like Vinny dot Toxinks, and then
Instagram be hating.
yeah,
I'm talking
Instagram
bad
sucks.
fun on Instagram because they some
I can't.
haters.
Instagram sucks. TikTok's the big one. If anywhere on TikTok, and then YouTube is what helps me. So YouTube's nice. But and then I do podcasts as well. So any podcasting app, I'm on there. So it's always everything's Vinny Talks Inks. So and you should see my logo, except for Apple Podcasts because Apple Podcast sucks. But other than that,
Haters, haters.
so. But I appreciate you having me on, man. This was a lot of fun. I enjoy talking about this stuff.
I appreciate you being on. Like I say, before the Yankees go to the World Series, we'll have you back on because the Yankees going to the World Series.
Sounds
Or
good.
we might have to do a wrap up if we get bounced
Yeah,
in the DS or ALCS, but that's not going to happen. So,
I have confidence. I have confidence. Yeah,
but either way, man, we're going to have you circle back around and have you on, man.
sounds
I
good. I'll
appreciate you.
definitely jump back on.
Yeah,
Of
for
course.
sure. Hey,
All right,
man,
man.
I'll tell everybody like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And this has been
Appreciate
an
that.
episode of Talking Game, man. Peace.
Yeah. Have a good night, man.